Alabama Senator Tommy Tuberville, a member of the Senate Armed Services Committee. Senator, good to see you. Thanks so much for joining us this morning. Assess this race so far.
Well, it's looking good in a lot of areas. The one thing I've been really concentrating on myself is Senate races. Of course, we're all helping President Trump, but we know we have to get the Senate. It looks good in several places. Even we're gaining ground in some that we didn't think we would 2 or 3 weeks ago, Maria. But again, it's all about winning the White House, the Senate, and the House. We've got to be able to put rehab back in this country. Our country's in a tailspin. The Biden administration has been disastrous from top to bottom. Nobody can trust this administration. Nobody can depend on them, not us as American citizens, nor our allies overseas.
Well, Mitch McConnell will be stepping down. Let's talk about the Senate for a moment. Do you believe Senate leadership, whoever that may be, will align with President Trump? Who do you want to see in the lead in the Senate?
Well, there's no doubt. I'm not going to vote for anybody that's not on board with President Trump. Been there, done that, seen what's happened. We have to have strong leadership that believes in the American people, believes in our Constitution, and gets away from this deep state emotional bureaucracy that we have in Washington, D.C. I'm looking forward to being the majority. I've been in 4 years now, and I've not been in the majority at all. We've been kicked in the teeth by Senator Schumer and the Democrats. It's time to get back to realization. It's time that the American people can trust their people in Washington, D.C., and I'm looking forward to and showing the people that we're for the people in this country first and foremost.
So how does that happen? Who do you want to see in the lead? Who do you want to see in Mitch McConnell's role?
Well, of course, you got John Thune and John Cornyn. They're the two front runners. But as I've told both of them, I'm not making a decision on anybody to see who gets into the Senate from this election. We got a chance, Maria, to have 3 or 4 people come in that's not been in there, and they can make a huge difference in who our leadership is. But we've got some good choices. We're going to have to place, obviously, J.D. Vance when he gets to become vice president. But we've got to have a strong Senate. We've got to stand behind President Trump.
Yeah, so what about the Pennsylvania race? Do you think Dave McCormick has a shot here? Do you agree with Fetterman that Pennsylvania is, the most important here? Whoever takes Pennsylvania wins this race?
I think Fetterman could be very, very right here. Of course, there's a lot of states that's going to make a lot of difference. I think Dave McCormick's run a very good race. He's pushing very hard. It's going to be real close there. The one I really liked that most people counted us out was the one in Wisconsin and the one in Ohio. I think we got a good chance to take both of those from 2 sitting senators on the Democratic side that could really make a difference for the American people.
Look at these crowds in New York City tonight. Unbelievable. You're going to the MSG rally, right? It's going to happen today beginning at 5 p.m. Eastern. He's going right into Democrat strongholds. Do you also predict a win in the House, by the way?
I think we got a great chance in the House. I don't know as much about that as I do the Senate, but I'm looking forward to this rally tonight. I've been to several of them, a bunch of them over the years with President Trump. He told me a year ago, Maria, that we're playing golf one day. He says, "Coach, I'm going to have a great chance to win New York." I said, "You lost your mind." He goes, "You wait and see. We're going to work New York hard. We're going to get the people and tell people the truth about what's happening, and we're going to clean our city and our states up around the country, and New York's going to be one of them." So, hey, he's giving it a run for it, and I think he's got a good chance.
Wow, that is incredible if he were to take New York. It sounds like you think we could see a unified government. Do you think you could do a Republican sweep here?
Well, I think we could. It's going to be very close. Again, I don't know much about the House. I think the Senate, I think we're going to get 51 to 54 seats in the Senate, just the work that I've seen over the last 4 or 5 months. Then, of course, President Trump, he's run a very strong campaign the last three weeks, Maria. He's got to win. Our country is in such tailspin. And, the people that say they might not vote for President Trump is the young people, and they're voting against their future. I don't understand that. I've been trying to tell all these young people across the country, your future is at stake. If you don't elect somebody that believes in America and believes in the Constitution like President Trump, you're going to have a tough time in life. So looking forward to working hopefully with a lot of these young kids, getting them to vote for President Trump.
All of this in the face of adversaries wanting to pounce. For example, China. Senator, you're on the Armed Services Committee in the Senate. I've got to ask you about buying drones from China. I understand that the U.S. buys and uses DJI drones in our military. So explain this to me, and does that mean that whatever the DJI drones see, China sees as well? Why is our military using drones from China?
Exactly. They call us, we call China our adversary. They're really our competitor. And, this administration, the Biden administration, has been doing everything they possibly could do to pump up the economy of the Chinese people. Now, we're not again, they are our competitor. We need to take care of America. Being in the Senate, every time I have somebody come tell me, Coach, you need to vote for this spending to go to Ukraine or vote for this spending to go to the Middle East, I always say, where's the money going? And I said, if we're spending money on making things in this country, now, Maria, we make drones in 4, 5, 6 states in the United States of America, as good as anybody. Why in the hell would we spend any money in China and not spend it here in this country if we're going to build drones? And again, we want to be the deadliest military on the face of the earth, but we keep pushing all this money all over the world. We're going to be we're going to be lucky to be equal to anybody across this world in terms of military.
I understand that, but Senator, I'm coming at it from a national security perspective. Sure, there's a competitive aspect as well. We make drones in Alabama, for God's sakes. Why aren't we doing it and buying those for the military? But when I look at the fact that China is our #1 adversary, they're having this surveillance program on us morning, noon, and night, propaganda coming at us morning, noon, and night, and we buy drones from DJI, which is a Chinese company. Again, whatever those drones see, does that mean China sees it as well?
Exactly. Well, they got all the software. If they put the software in there, it's over. I mean, they're going to get exactly what we get. And again, at the end of the day, Maria, we are going to have to be self-sufficient in this country. We can't, there's a lot of things that we can't do that China can do, but we've propped them up, their economy up. They need to fend for themselves. We need to take care of ourselves and our allies. And again, you're exactly right. Our national security is a threat. And of course, you just saw what happened from the Pentagon or the White House, where we leaked all this information about Israel. I mean, our bureaucracy is out of control. We're too big a government, and we need a leader in Washington, D.C. like President Trump that's going to put his foot down and say, enough's enough. We're going to start taking care of America first.
Senator, we'll be watching your work, and of course tonight at the Madison Square Garden rally. Thank you for being here, sir.
Thank you.